only way for you to get yourself right is you have to be around people trying to do the right thing. Watch this. Go to Isaiah 26:3. Get that first, because I remember you had that held. Read that. This is a scripture that y'all need to have in the back of y'all mind. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 3. Thou will keep him in perfect peace.
Y'all want peace of mind? It's talking about peace of mind. Y'all want peace of mind? Read.
Whose mind is stayed on thee.
Mind is stayed on the Lord, stayed on keeping the commandments, stayed on the fellowship and the unity of brethren. That's where your mind, like you just said, I need to be around my brothers. You absolutely right. Bro, all of these men here, some of them used to smoke. Some of them got baby mamas. But guess what? When we're around each other, man, all things are passed away. I gotta focus on the newness of life. But that's what both of y'all need. Read that.
Because he trusteth in thee.
Because he what?
Trusteth in thee.
Now, I'm gonna say something. If you are caught up in smoking cigarettes and weed, knowing this information, it's because you don't fully trust God. Your dependence upon that blunt, your dependence upon that cigarette, is because you don't have go to Joshua 1 and 8 now. Because you don't have full trust in God. You have to let that weed go so you can commit to the Lord. You can't serve two masters. You can't. Watch this, Joshua 1 and 8.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. The book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
That's part of keeping you in perfect peace. You got to meditate on the things. Meditate on the history of what our forefathers did through in certain scenarios. Meditate upon the things that upon the scriptures that Solomon wrote down to have as advice for us in these last days. You got to meditate on those things, especially as you see the times approaching. You see, damn, like y'all know what's about to happen pretty soon, right? With the financial system and everything, they're about to bring in this Fed no stuff, bro. These are some scary times we living in. So what are you gonna do? I know what us over here in purple can do. We can rely upon each other. But what woe to that man that is alone? What are y'all gonna do that's out here by yourselves? Read.
That thou mayest observe to do according.
Read it from the top again.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do accordingly to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. Read.
And then thou shalt have good success.
And then thou shalt have good success. You want that peace of mind? Go to Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. You want that peace of mind? All right. Oh, you want the reverse again. Read that.
Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart of thy mouth.
It's talking about the Bible. From Genesis to Revelation. These are the things that you should be, as you go into society, you should be examining these things and weighing it up to what the Bible says. When you're dealing with the ins and outs of life, you should be examining it through the lens of the Bible. When you see the news, prophecies unfolding on the news, you should be examining it according to the Bible. Everything that you are about, your eyes should be a reflection of the scriptures as you examine the world. I'm not going to say it can't leave you, but I'm saying you being here is the first step into you probably reigniting that spirit. Right. Read that again.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
And I'm going to say this. The spirit probably hasn't fully left you. I've seen brothers where the spirit has fully left them. And they would not be standing here taking this humbly as the way you are. I've seen brothers when the spirit leaves them, they are full-blown demons. So I'm saying this could be the Lord giving you your second chance. Right. Shoot, read.
Thou shalt meditate therein day.
Read it from the top again.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do accordingly to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosper, and then thou shalt have good success.
Then thou shalt have good success. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 16 though. Because I made the point that if you are caught up in smoking the blunt, smoking the weed, you don't fully trust in the Lord. You believe that blunt is going to heal you and not the Lord. When the Lord tells you what is going to heal you. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 12. For it was neither herbs nor mollifying plasters that restored them to health.
It's neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them. It's not no marijuana. It's not no tobacco. That herb that can't heal you. Read.
But thy word,
What?
thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things.
Which healeth all things. That's what y'all need. Y'all need to trust in the Lord and rely upon him and not let the stresses of this world weigh you down. Go to, where's that at? Ecclesiastes 4. 3/4 chord. Because you mentioned the point. You need to be around your brothers. Elijah, what do you think? Do you think you should be out here by yourself solo dolo? What's your nationality? I don't think you were up here for that. Were you up here for that? What's your nationality? African and black. All right.
You got it, Joker?
You got it? Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labors.
So two is better than one. It's talking about unity. Read.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
That's the benefit of unity. If I see Malik stumbling, hey, Malik, you got to get yourself together. You got to get up, bro. You got to keep fighting. That's what we all do for each other. Read.
But woe to him that is alone.
But destruction to that man that is alone. Why? Because ain't nobody around him to tell him when he's going off. Ain't nobody around him to get his mind right when they see him going off. So when you are alone, that is the most dangerous thing for you.
Hey, that's Alex right there, man.
Alex, nice to meet you, Alex. I'm good. What brought you up here? You interested? You heard? You smoke? That's probably what brought you up here. That's what we're going over.
Right.
Okay.
I be watching like Brothers Polite, all the other people and stuff.
Nah. This ain't polite.
I know, but it's like I'm interested though.
And what is your nationality? Haitian? All right, we got you. Read that.
For if they fall,
We're talking about the benefits of unity amongst us as a people in respect to helping each other get right. Whether it's you have an alcohol problem, a marijuana problem, what else? What cocaine, you got a cocaine problem, porn addiction. We're talking about the benefits of unity, right? Read that again. Do you think, Alex, that this is your little brother? Yeah. Okay. What's your name, young man? Mark. Do you think that us as a people, that we are unified?
Today?
Yeah, today. Are we unified as a people? We're divided, right? So watch this. If I'm a young man like yourself, let's say your younger brother, he has an addiction. I don't know. He has an addiction, and you need to get his mind right. What do you think you should do for him? You should, knowing that the friends that he's around is gonna drive him down the wrong path. What would you do for him? You would have to do what? You have to keep him close. You have to separate him from them and keep him close to you, who's gonna do the right thing, right? And lead him, right? This is what we're talking about. Go to Ecclesiastes 4.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9. Two are better than one.
Two are better than one. Read.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
What's the reward that they have? They have being able to keep God's laws in the end, that they can get the kingdom of heaven. Because everybody here wants to make it to the kingdom of heaven, right? Read.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Because if one falls, hey, bro, you got to get up. You got to keep fighting, bro. We got to make it to the end. We got to endure to the end. That's what you would do for your little brother if you see him going off, right? That's what you do for any of your brothers if you see them going off. Read.
But woe to him that is alone.
Destruction to that man that is alone. God says that man that's alone by himself, that man right there is a ticking time bomb. He's going to lose it. Why? Because what? What happened?
When he falleth, for he have not another to help him up.
You don't have anybody there to watch your back for you. You don't have anybody to look you in the face like a man and say, bruh, you are going off. You are going off. You are messing up your life. Get your mind right. Read. And because that's the thing. A lot of times we think like brotherly love is, oh, brother, don't do that. No. Sometimes you need somebody to look you in the face and be like, bruh, you going off. You need somebody to tell you like a man. Get yourselves together. Read.
Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone?
Go to Judith 1 and 20, Jude, my bad, Jude. Because I made the point about sometimes correction or love is not going to be pleasant. You're not going to want to hear it a certain way. Sometimes you need somebody to tell you, rough you up a little bit and tell you in the face, like, bro, you're going off. You need to get your mind right. 1 and 20, yeah. It was 22.
Jude chapter 20, verse 22.
Listen, I want y'all to listen good to this. Read.
And of some have compassion,
Some people, when you're dealing with them, you can have compassion, right? Read.
making a difference.
And you can make a difference that way. Read.
And others save with fear.
Some you have to save with fear. Some people you're going to have to get a little more rough with them because they might not want to listen. Read.
Pulling them out of the fire.
You have to pull them out of the fire through fear. Read.
Hating even the garment spotted by the flesh.
Hating even the garment spot. You hate the idea of that. What could happen to that man if he goes back into that sin? That's what it means by garment spotted by the flesh. You see what I'm saying? All right. No, I see you pointing over here to this. What are you pointing at, Alex? Okay. What? Come here, Marcus, right? Who was this man right here? Jesus, right? See, that's a problem, Alex. That's a problem. And again, you probably didn't know that you would have to teach your younger brother this. But this is something that we all have to be, we have to be accountable for each other. All right? What, Elijah, who is this?
Well, as they've been taught, it's supposed to be Jesus Christ.
It's supposed to be Jesus Christ, right? My sister right here coming up. My sister right here coming up. My sister. Who is this right here? Who is this man? Or who is this? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So you say Jesus, Oh, you say that's who we were taught is Jesus, right? All right, watch this. Go to Revelation chapter 1. Who taught us that image? The white man. What? Do you think it's by chance that he taught us an image that looks like him? That's not by chance. That's not by chance. He taught you an image that looks like him because he wants you to look at him as who? God. He wants you to look at him as God. Is that what Jesus looks like biblically? Read that.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants.
Y'all are the servants of Christ. God says the revelation or the revealing of Jesus Christ that God gave unto him to show unto his servants. That's y'all. Read.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Let's look at this side real quick. Let's look at this side. So it says, come here, Marcus. This is important for you as a young man. This is important for you as a young man. But all y'all can come around. All y'all can come around. So it says, his head and his hairs, read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Were white like wool. Does this man have white woolly hair, Marcus? He doesn't have that, right? This man has that, right? Yeah. As a matter of fact, jump up where it says in the midst of the seven,
Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
That's today, the Sabbath day.
And heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest,
what you see, John,
write in a book.
Write in a book. So this is what John saw.
And send it unto the seven churches, which are in Asia, in Ephesus, and Samaria, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira.
And read, jump to verse 13.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks.
In the midst of the seven candlesticks, right? In the midst of the seven candlesticks, Marcus.
One like unto the Son of Man.
This is John saying, this the person that I'm seeing here, he looks like Christ. That's the Son of Man. He looks like Christ. Jump down to verse 14 now.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So we see that his head and his hairs are white in color, woolly in texture. Marcus, do you know what wool is? Sheep hair.
Right.
What people on the planet, Marcus, you got a smart younger brother. What people on the planet have woolly texture hair or sheep-like hair? Black people.
Right.
That's who has woolly or sheep-like hair.
Right.
The hair on your head, Marcus, touch that. That's woolly hair. That's the hair that's like sheep. Jesus Christ has hair like you, Marcus.
Right.
Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Read.
As white as snow.
His hair was fully white. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
He had eyes that were red because he drank wine. He wasn't a drunkard, but he drank wine in moderation.
Right.
Read.
And his feet.
So now, John the Revelator looks down at Christ's feet, right? And he says what?
like unto fine brass.
It says his feet look like fine brass. What color is brass, Marcus? Do you know? B-R-A-S-S. What color is brass, Alex? Like a brown color. Brass is brown. Like, you ever seen a penny? That's brass colored.
Right.
That Jesus Christ was that color. What color is a penny? Brown. Christ was brown. Is this man brown? What about this one? What about this one? These men are brown. This man is brown. Read.
As if,
No, he was so. Let's see how dark he was. It says he was brown, but what?
as if they burned in a furnace.
It says his feet were so dark it looked like he burnt in a furnace. So if you burn anything, what color does it become? Black. So if Jesus Christ's feet was black, what color was his legs? What color was his torso?
Right.
What color was his arms? What color was his face? What color was Christ? Black. From head to toe, Jesus Christ is a black man.
That's right.
So where did this image come from?
White man.
The white man. Job 9:24.
Right. Teach.
Go to Job chapter 9, verse 24. Let's see historically where this image came from. This was used to push white supremacy on the Israelites.
Right.
So that you would look to them as God, because this white man, he wants to be worshipped by us. He want the position that God has, he wants that position of us worshiping him. Read that.
Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Malik, who runs the planet?
Satan.
What people run the planet?
White people.
White people. My Alex, who runs the planet? Who's the one doing the G7, G20 summits? It ain't us. They're the ones that are having these conferences with Russia and Europe and everything like that. That's them. Read.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered
Now listen good to this part. Read.
the faces of the judges thereof.
He's covering the faces of the judges. How? Whitewashing. Iconoclasm. He covers the faces. He covers the faces of the judges thereof.
Right.
That's what happens. That's iconoclasm. He took the black images of Christ and he changed the images. He had people paint over the images as what. Here you see that's what's happening. You see the dark image in the background, but here you see this man painting the image white. That's iconoclasm. Where is it at? Iconoclasm. What is that?
A person.
A person who destroys religious images or opposes their veneration or their face, the original depiction. That's what we're seeing here. That's what they have. That's what they did with Christ. That's what they did with the apostles. You know, like the apostles were black, right? Did y'all know that? I know you knew that. Let's go to Songs of Solomon. You ever heard of King Solomon, Marcus? You ever heard the name before? Okay. All right, that's fine. All right. You heard of King Solomon, right? In the Bible. You heard of King Solomon. You heard of King Solomon. I know you know about King Solomon. Let's read. Let's see what King Solomon looks like.
Song of Solomon chapter 1 verse 5.
Start at 1.
Verse 1. The songs of songs, which is Solomon.
These are Solomon's words. Verse 5. Let's see what Solomon said about himself.
Verse 5. I am black.
What does Solomon say?
I am black.
What does Solomon say?
I am black.
King Solomon. It's written plainly in the Bible. There's no like deciphering you have to do with that. It says what it says. He said what?
I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
He says, I am black and beautiful.
Right.
That's what Solomon said about himself.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example.